So today we were able to do some things that were pretty fun. So gap down on the Dow Jones buy tells you 2230 here buy. Also the 60s you got to buy for 60 minutes, and then the flip happened and they came 30s in and got stuck. One, new broadening formation, poke down, two going three, boom, right back through. So they closed at the highs, a lot closer to going 2-2s tomorrow, which tells you Dow Jones has some relative strength. Still hasn't reversed though, so two down, two down, two down. So they got to take that out if they're going to go anywhere. And we'll be aware this is a 3. So if we get down here on the 15, you want to know about that because your try looks like this. Either you get out of that and that T2 works, or you poke up tomorrow and then back into this 3 and come back through all this and that 2-2 fails. So we'll see. What we got to do today, though, was in the Dow Jones, since it was gap down buy, it told us to go for things going yesterday's highs. And we got Boeing. There was a 3 on 215. We were not good enough to get that, sadly, but we got the inside day up around 202.30 is when we got in, and you got to rip that up there. And we did see the 60 here, 3-2, where we could add. And we were talking about adding into different contracts and looking at magnitude, because when this rev strat weak went in force above this, opens up the possibilities to go to like 210, 213, 218. So what we could do there is, on this 3-2, use some 210 calls. They're going to be cheaper. And just roll some of the profit into that. And then once we reverse, we can leave some of those and then take some profit on the lower strikes and just swing the overnight stuff with the profit. So we're not risking too much. And what we saw was also bad news after hours in Boeing. So they did come back in, which means that's going to start as a 3-2-2 tomorrow on the 60, probably coming back into this 3 here. So might have some issues if that goes rev strat down tomorrow. We'll just have to short it the other way, which is perfectly fine by me, because anyone that stayed long in here below this, they might have to get out. And what we also saw was the stuff we talked about, Nike. Gap down, 260 back up. You got to go 3 on the day. That was about it, but you got the 1-3. Does set up a rev strat tomorrow. Potential 1-3-2, 1 bar rev strat, go 2 bar rev strat by coming back through that. So we'll see if that wants to happen. We also saw Skechers moving with Nike. Nice inside day break and higher. There's also a 3-2 there. It just petered out in the close. If we go to Lulu, you also had that poke up, but you did rev strat back down. So similar to Nike, this could rev strat PMG. That'll be something we want to know. It is still a 2 down month. We are running out of month though. But what we did here is this. We saw some corrective on here, then inside 15 and up, so 2-1-2 continuation there. You could do that, and then we had said we had to see the 30 up. And we did see that, and it broke. And you can see 470 to boom, 474. So you're in a winning position, and then it starts coming back in, you just get out. Because it's hit its magnitude on the day, cut it, right? Take your profit and go. And if anything, you can also rev strat short, get back through that, because this takes the day out of force. And what can that negate creator do? It's like, well, it could negate the day. That did. So now it creates a rev strat the other way. We'll see if that wants to happen tomorrow with Nike. And we also saw with the energy numbers, all the energies did this 3-2-2 right on the flip. So where's that going if it doesn't reverse? Down here. They did. And then you go XOP 3-1-2. Where's that going? Down here. They were willing to sell down, buy up, and then they did it again, sold down. So we'll see if that wants to keep going 3-2 tomorrow, come back through or not. Going to be conflicted with the month, so maybe it's triangle out. We get 3-2-2s into like Friday or something. We'll see. If we go to OIH, we saw the same thing as well. So everything was doing that 3-2-2 right there. It's going there, right? And that told us to look at MPC and VLO from last night's vid. So you got this 30-minute hammer countered by a shooter right there. 170.65. What are you looking for? Low a day and then daily magnitude and then other side of the try, which you got 2 of the 3 there. We'll see if that's going to keep going back below the high of this 3 to take these guys out, become a 3 on the week. And that was a simultaneous break with VLO, which we knew about. So here it is, 2, 1, 2 right on the energy numbers, and then boom, absolutely killed right into your daily pivot target. And then we'll have to see if they follow through tomorrow. Still a 2 going through in the week as well. So we'll see, but it's just slim pickings this week, because if we go even to the gappers today, LMND gap down and pretty much sit, didn't do too much for us. Beyond, it was more of a back ender where they chop, and then last, like, what, hour and a half of the day they started moving. So we'll see if that goes 2-2 tomorrow. But really, we just got to stick to the stuff that's moving, stick to what we know we can do. And we do have a small gap, looks like after hours. So we'll see if we get another gap day where we just have to discern the gap and see. But SPY is still a 1 on the week, end of day on Wednesday. So what does that mean? You're probably not changing that. This can be very hard to do. It is an inside day, so it could change some stuff, but we'll have to just see. Either side of that gets our attention. If we go to the Dow, that's a 2-2 back up above this, 389.74. So that could get some stuff happening, but still an inside week. So how are you changing that? And with this try, we'll just have to see. If we go to Qs, Doji, doing absolutely nothing in the tech. We do have some earnings, which might get that moving, but really not much. And then IWM, the only one with the 2 on the week, gap down buy for like the first, you can see hour and a half of the day, and then 2-2s back in, and they just got stuck. So really just not much going on in the market this week. We're going to stick to the Bitcoiners since we know those are moving, and we're going to stick to the gap list, and we'll trade what we know to be true outside of that. Just being a little bit more cautious of the fact that things are going to be slow. And as far as what we can look for tomorrow, we do have some inside days. So you got Tesla inside. It's an inside week and up. So either we confirm or negate that. Inside day, inside week. Nope. HON here. We have the inside day, which could trigger the 2 weeks back down. PNW inside day. Notice your 2 day here, and then that follows through. Inside day measured move of that back into the 3 on the month. It might get stuck in here, so could set up a rev strats and stuff. I'll let that happen. You can see the 2-1 week. So if they're really going to go 2-2 next week is what we'd want to see. If we go to Netflix, you do have some hammers here. You can see the 3-2 weekend force hammered day. So if they're going to really start moving the tech, this could do that. We do see AMD inside day hammer still. Look at this week, 3-3-1 with the inside month too. So they're just drying up in here. And then Nvidia's, that was like a 2-down shooter, so we don't have much of a simultaneous break with those two. We do see Meta could 3-2-2 tomorrow. It is an inside week still, so once you hit the low of that 3, we don't know. Apple will have a 3-1. So and keep an eye on that stuff. There is a good concentration if we look at the 2 down in greens. Good concentration you can see in semiconductors / information technologies. So we'll see if those ones start poking up or not tomorrow. It's going to be the ones we know about for the most part. Not everything's doing that, so it's not simultaneous break, but we'll see. And then what we can focus then on is the gap list, which I know today was kind of slow, but some days they're good, some days they're bad. When they're good, things get really good, kind of like NCLH on Tuesday. So we'll be looking for Marathon, Mara, Snow at a giant gap down. CRM we'll be looking at. AI we'll be looking at, which is going to be taking the quarter up. There's also Octa, which is one I want to talk about here. So when you have gap ups after hours, well, first, looks like I'm going to have to go here instead. Gap ups are made for selling. Why is that? Well, Octa is opening at 107. So if we go and look at the week, check out your range, right? We're going into the top of the range. It's going to be way up here, yeah. So we'll see if they're nowhere near coming back into it, but we'll see what they want to do. If they sell and start coming back in, back below any of this stuff, back below like 92, you got a lot more range to come back through, right? So we'd prefer that. Doesn't mean we have to get it. At the open, it will be technically year and up, but notice how you can take this out, right? So more likely that year rev strats, and we come back through all this, which is what we'd prefer. So we'll see if that wants to happen. And then outside of that, we will have like CELH, we'll have Best Buy, Six Flags, BBWI to keep an eye on. And these are going to be good names to trade. Most, you got some volume there, you got higher ATR names. So hopefully we get at least like plus or minus like 5-10% on most, on like the Snow. Same with like CRM, probably Mara as well. So we'll keep an eye on those, but we can pull back. We can be a little slower. It's fine to be patient this week, because next week we'll have all the inside weeks with the new month opening up, and that can change things. So no reason to rush in, but that'll be it. So I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning.